Welcome back. It's been 2 years. We've been trying to finish this garage. I think we finally did it. I mean, it's not completely done, but it's pretty much done. We can call it done for the little things that are left. We still have to do a lot of cleaning up around here. Next year in the spring, we'll have to do all the landscaping. But yeah, I think it'll be pretty nice when it's all finished. Let me let's show you just how it looks out here, which is not so nice. So look at that pile of junk. Of course, it's a small pile now. It was gigantic, and we've taken many piles away, but this still has to go. And as you can see, we need some landscaping. But the garage is finished. Jason, why don't you go ahead and show them? Wow, isn't that beautiful? I think that came out really nice. What do you guys think? So we did a lot of work. It's not quite finished, but it's almost there. We got, a lot of the stuff done. We got the Duke. When I was a little kid, 10 years old, I wrote my first song. And the other kids, they wanted to be, firemen or astronauts or soccer players. I wanted to be him because to me, he was America. You know what I would do? At night, with other kids in the neighborhood, because we were poor, we would find buildings that were being demolished for construction, and we would literally rip the concrete walls open and steal the lead pipes that used to carry the water. I know, lead pipes, water, right? But that's how it was in Portugal back then. So we would steal the lead pipes, and then in the morning, we would take them down to the junkyard guy and we'd sell them the lead pipes, and he would give us a few pennies. And I would save up all my pennies, and then when I had enough pennies, I'd cut school, because I cut school pretty much every day. My nickname in school when I was little was Fisherman, because I would go to school every day, I'd look at the door and go, tomorrow, and I'd go fishing. So I would save my money, my pennies, and I would go see a cowboy movie. It was always, a Duke movie or Clint Eastwood. And so we have the Duke, and he's got the house rules, and the car's looking good in here. Of course, there's still a couple of things we haven't done, right? We haven't replaced the doors yet. Maybe next year. I don't have any lifts in here yet. We're going to need some lifts in here. Thank you, Jason, in order to be able to pick up these cars. But it's coming around. We've got some banners. Got banners up here. You can see our Chevrolet banner, and down there, a Formula One and all that. We got a beautiful Ferrari banner over here. And we have various, we got clocks all over the place. Nice. So, we got the nice, beautiful lights. We have Ayrton Senna on the wall. For my money, the greatest race car driver that ever lived. Probably the greatest race car driver that will ever live. That guy wasn't too bad in a race car either. And here's our diner. So we got our jukebox. Looks nice, right? Let's see, get it to play something. And we put a lot of goodies in here. We got our candy machine. It actually does dispense candy, right? So you can eat your candy. My neighbor John is building the steps for the loft for us, but he's having issues with his knee, so he hasn't been able to finish them. So that's not finished, but it's going to be finished. We haven't even done the window treatments. We haven't even cleaned the windows from construction. So that has to be done. But what do you think about the bar and the diner? Huh? Now, this diner has a little bit of a trick. This panel slides, and that's why I didn't get the seats that get bolted to the ground, because underneath here is a ginormous toolbox. And when we want to do some work on the cars or something else, I slide the panel open and my toolbox will roll out and go to any car, and then when I'm done, it disappears underneath the counter. We had this counter made, custom made for us. Exactly custom made. Every measurement is to our specifications. It's all stainless steel. These are very nice. The bar stools, the floor, looks like hell right now because it's filthy, but we tested all kinds of floors, And I got to say, at least for a larger garage like this is the best solution. This stuff just rolls out. We tested all the other stuff. We doing those other floors that snap together, look really snazzy on the internet, and the plastic, right? And you always see some guy doing his garage, and he says, oh, that's great, and then the dirt all falls through the cracks and goes underneath, so it never looks dirty. And then he says those fateful words, once a year, I take the floor out and I clean underneath. This is 1,800 square feet. I'm not taking this floor out once a year or ever. Yeah. So this worked out pretty nice. And so here's the diner. So this is all custom made for us. Everything was made to our specifications and our measurements. This is our diner booth, diner table. We have our little collection of baby cars here. This is an actual working telephone. We have a menu. We have some more of our picture memorability here, clocks. This is a popcorn machine. We haven't even used that one. It's brand new. We have all the technology here, right? Cable and Roku, and there's a giant stereo system with speakers up there. It's all connected in here. We have a Coca-Cola refrigerator. At one point, I was going to buy an original one, right? One of the old ones, an antique. But the more I looked at them, there's a few problems with them. And one of them is it may or may not be running. And even if it's running, it may not stay running very long. And I needed a refrigerator I could rely on, because there's days and days and days that we're not in this room. And if we have something in the fridge, I need the fridge to work. So we opted for this. It looks pretty nice, but it's newer, so we don't have problems. It's fairly empty right now. We don't have any beer in here yet, but there'll be some. And we have all the things you'd expect to find in a diner, right? The snow cone machine. This one I love. This is our ice cream machine. 3 flavors of ice cream. We've made so much ice cream, we've got to give it all away. Everything is on wheels, so it can come out and go somewhere else. So this is our small griddle here. We have an oven, toaster, whatever. It does everything. We have a nice microwave. We have some of our trophies. These were extra trophies we had. They were up in some attic somewhere, just dying. And we finally rescued them and put them here because they didn't fit in our library. The counter is nice. Underneath here, there's more cabinetry and stuff. And here's that toolbox that I was talking about. This is a giant toolbox that hides underneath here. Slides right out. So let's see, what else? There's more seating in here. These cabinets here were custom made for us. These are extremely high quality cabinets, right? And you can fill this with ice if you're having a party. This is cheap stuff, right? And you can tell the difference. Listen to the cheap stuff. You hear all that, right? Now listen to the good stuff. Big difference, right? So that's it. We have Paul, Mr. Pain in the Ass himself. What used to happen is we would be going to the false grid and we'd sit there in the sun waiting to go out on a racetrack, and the group in front of us, which would be Paul's, would be delayed, and they'd keep giving us all kinds of excuses. There's debris on the track, there's blah, 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 and we would be out there, right, in helmets, open wheel race cars, sun shining down on you, waiting, and suddenly you'd hear the helicopter, and here comes Paul with his helmet in his hands, running into his car, and then suddenly, all of a sudden, the track was all fine, and they could go, and then we could finally get on the false grid. But it was still fun. So we can make shakes and coffee and all that, and this is full of supplies. And then this was supposed to be a closet that I thought one day might even be a sound booth. And so what happened was, when I originally designed this, we were going to have a bathroom in here. It was going to be a bathroom. But then we thought about it, and Dagmar said, don't put in a bathroom. That's another septic tank. That's something else to keep clean. We don't need it. Why do we need a bathroom in the garage, And then we built the garage, and we found ourselves walking down to the house and back every time we wanted to go to the bathroom. And then we realized that if we have friends or neighbors up here and we're trying to entertain, and somebody needs to go to the bathroom, they'll feel a little awkward if we tell them, well, walk down to our house and just go stumbling around the house looking for one of the bathrooms. So at the very last minute, Dagmar said, well, we really should have put a bathroom in. And I was like, oh. Everything was almost done. We ended up with the cars filthy, full of sheetrock dust, but Jason and I tore this closet apart, and somehow, out of this tiny little space, we built a bathroom. So this is what it looks like. Come on in. So it's got a really cool lighting. It's got a very nice little mirror, another clock over here with a flamingo thing. And we put the sink in, right? So instead of using a regular bathroom sink, we got this nice big stainless steel sink. So this way, if we have some dishes or something, you're shooting right in front of my hand. Okay, so if we have dishes or something, we can clean them in here. And it came out pretty nice. So it's got a pump up bathroom, right? So it goes outside to the septic. But what's interesting about this bathroom is that it's got the sink and the toilet, but it's a full bathroom. Because you see, that's what Dagmar said, because it's got the sink, the toilet, but the flamingos, they have a bathtub. So it's a full bathroom. So anyway, here's our bathroom, and it works fine, and there's still some storage underneath there. So that's this piece. And of course, we forgot the cars. The cars are beautiful, and all of our stuff. So yeah, I think we're good. I'm going to go that way, Jason. Good. Um, there's still some more stuff we want to put on the walls. I forgot to turn that little light on. Let me put that one on, just for fun. Let's see. On my non-working steps, where's my light switch? I know there's a light switch for this one somewhere. There we go. Some of them are not on wall switches. But the cars are nice. They're filthy. They got to get cleaned. Next year, we'll bring in a detailer, a mobile detailer, to do all the cars. We have some other things. I'll give you an example. Just give me 1 second. So we have our handy dandy hook here, right? And this hook is very special. When I designed this originally, I was going to have air nipples all along the walls, both sides. And then I realized, of course, I wouldn't be able to reach them because of the cars. And here, I didn't want any hoses bouncing around because of the cars. So we ended up opting for this. So everything is in the air, and it works very nicely. So you just pull it down, and this will reach everywhere in the garage, including the loft, and it will reach 35 feet outside the door. And so does the electricity one. And then we added a winch here, a lift, so you can see it. Jason, shoot up there. It's right there, and you can see that it runs all the way out to here. So we can pick something up as far out as here, and it can pick up about 1,300 pounds. It's not that we're going to be picking up engines, I don't think, but we do have heavy things to put up in a loft. For example, we have the top to the 55. You see it's up there. That got picked up by that machine and dropped up there. Oh, and we have the doggies. I forgot to mention the doggies up here. So that's his sister Dogina and their cousin Doggy Boy and their friend Mrs. Chair. And there's a really neat story about them, but I can't tell you the story because I'll probably start crying if I tell you the story. But it's a story about abandonment, and I'm an expert at abandonment because I've been abandoned by pretty much everybody. But they will never be abandoned again, at least not as long as I live. So they're sort of kind of our mascots now. I don't know, Jason, what did we miss? Did we miss telling them anything or showing them?
We could show them up in the loft.
It's a disaster area up there, but come on up. It's just a storage place. Oh, we have the records up there, right?
Right.
But you can see there's still tools here because we're just finishing up. So this is our water storage tank. And what this does, this is for the winter, right? Because the water system that runs the place, the bathroom and all that, comes in via our irrigation system because we didn't want to be bothered putting another well in. So the issue with that is in the winter, those few months of winter that everything's frozen, we have to shut down the water, so there's no water. But this tank can hold up to, I don't know, what is it, 100, 200 gallons of water? And that's what runs the bathrooms and all that at night. And then way back in here, there's a secondary tank. We're going to use a smaller one actually for here, and this is going to become our garden tank for collecting rainwater and self-fertilizing. But then in here, there's all the spare parts for all the cars. This is just, all of this is spare parts for the cars, just tons for every car that we have. And I'm sure there'll be more. So yeah, that's what's up here. You know, just piles of stuff. Let me go through here. So eventually John will finish these steps. And that will be done. We'll need a railing here. But we're going to call it finished. It's finished enough. Dying to. So yeah. Haven't we shown it? We have the beautiful. Those are fans, believe it or not. Those actually, there's blades that come out when you turn them on. But what do you think of the diner? Huh? Is that not beautiful? I think that's really terrific. And we have Kermit. The cars are nice. We finally got the Suzuki worked out. We had all kinds of issues with it because it had no power. It wouldn't go anywhere. It took a lot of work, and our mechanics were finally able to figure out what was wrong with it. Someday I'll tell that story. But yeah, so we still have wood around because that's for John to finish the steps. But I hope you like it. I think it came out really nice, and we worked very, very hard on it. So I don't know. Let us know what you think, and thanks for stopping by. We'll go to the next adventure next.